Hello friends, welcome to Technique, and this is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do the detailed review of one of the newer mid-range phones, the Tenor-G. So the Tenor is a new brand in India. It is a Chinese brand. They announced two phones in India. The first one was Tenor-E, which is a budget device below 10k pricing in India, and then we have the Tenor-G, which is a kind of mid-range device priced 12,999 and comes with really impressive specifications and a lot of good aspects of this phone. So in this video we'll talk about all the aspects and see how good the device is for the pricing, and it is quite similar to the specifications of the Redmi Note 4. So we'll also see how good the device is when compared to the Redmi Note 4. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's talk about the design and build quality. So design wise, there isn't anything new being offered by Tenor-G here. So it looks exactly similar to what we have seen on the Lenovo K8 Note. So the looks are pretty similar. We have the dual camera unit on the rear panel, followed by a dual LED flash, the fingerprint scanner, the Tenor logo, the antenna bands, the top and the bottom. The power and volume keys are placed on the right side, and the SIM tray is on the left side. The top panel houses the 3.5mm audio jack, and at the bottom you get the micro USB charging slot and the speaker unit. So you can see that it's made of metal. It feels quite good and sturdy build quality, and design wise it doesn't offer anything new. And on the front panel we have this 5.5-inch Full HD display, on-screen navigational buttons, and on the front panel we have a selfie camera and also the usual set of sensors. You can also see that it does come with some kind of large bezels here, even though it does not have capacitive touch buttons. The bezels are slightly on the larger side. So that's the device, and overall the build quality is quite good for this segment, but it doesn't offer anything new in terms of the design aspect. It looks and feels quite similar to the Lenovo K8 Note and also the Honor 6X. Now let's talk about the display. So the phone comes with a 5.5 inches Full HD display. It's a 2.5D glass available on this device, and it is protected by Gorilla Glass, so that's something really good. And you can see that the display feels quite good. The colors are pretty solid, and the sharpness levels are also pretty good. The viewing angles are kind of acceptable again. So overall we don't really have too many complaints with the display, and it's pretty smooth in terms of the touch response as well. So overall the display feels quite good. It is vibrant and colorful as well. Now let's talk about the software. So the Tenor-G comes with Android Nougat out of the box, and we have the latest version of Nougat. Android Nougat 7.1.2 is available, and it comes with the stock UI. So you can see that it does not have any sort of additional apps or tools installed. It's a stock UI except for a few apps from Amazon. It's more or less stock UI. You get 32GB storage and as well as 64GB storage option, and 4GB RAM, and as 32GB 3GB RAM as well. So overall it feels quite good in terms of the software, and you get the stock experience, and the phone is also slated to get Android Oreo pretty soon, so that's something really good. So people who are looking for stock Android experience along with the upgrade to Android Oreo, then the Tenor-G is definitely one good option to try out. So that's the software aspect. Now let's talk about the performance. So this phone is powered by the Snapdragon 626 chipset with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and there is also 3GB RAM along with 32GB storage. Now this is the first smartphone in India to power with the Snapdragon 626 chipset, and the overall performance of the device is really good. We did not have any sort of issues working with the device in day-to-day performance. It was really snappy and no sort of lags or issues. The gaming performance also was really good, although the temperature rise was slightly above normal. It was almost close to 44 degrees, but nevertheless the gaming experience was really good on this device, and we did not see any sort of lag or issues. And we also done a detailed video on the gaming performance of this device. You can also check out that video. So in terms of day-to-day experience, we are quite happy with the Tenor-G. Definitely promises good experience overall, and phone comes with dual SIM cards and 4G LTE and also VoLTE support, and you get 64GB storage or 32GB storage based on the version you get. Now talking about the call quality, we did not experience any sort of issues with the calls. It was quite good in terms of the calls, and it was clear with voice calls. And the speaker performance, which is located at the bottom, was kind of okay performance. Not very loud, but definitely good, decent performance we would say in terms of speakers. So that's the overall performance aspect of the Tenor-G. Now moving on to the fingerprint scanner. So the fingerprint scanner is located on the rear panel, and it does a decent job altogether. It's quite fast actually. It's not the fastest fingerprint scanner out there, but it does a decent job in terms of unlocking the device, and it is quite accurate as well. Now let's move on to the camera. So we have a dual 13 megapixel camera on this device along with face detection autofocus, f-stop 2.0 aperture, and we have dual LED flash. And on the front panel we have a 16 megapixel camera, and it does come with a really good selfie camera as well. Now looking at the interface of the camera, you could see that it does come with dual camera, which allows you to take bokeh photos, and it does come with all the modes and features included, and you get panorama and beauty mode as well, and the front camera as well you get a decent amount of options. Now looking at the camera samples taken with this device, so you could see that the daylight captures were kind of average in terms of performance. Even with the dual camera, it was not really that great, and at times the camera performance was inconsistent with the color reproduction, and we have seen much better camera smartphones in this price segment, like the Honor 6X, the Lenovo K8 Note, the Moto G5s Plus. All those devices come with better cameras than the 10RG, and even the bokeh mode, the close-up images were kind of blurry in nature and was not accurate. So the dual camera doesn't work really great as well, and the overall camera performance, you would say, in terms of the daylight experience as well as the low light experience, was kind of average, and really not the best performance if you're looking for a camera-centric smartphone. The selfie experience was again kind of okay. It has a 16 megapixel shooter and does take some decent selfies altogether, but overall, we talking about the camera, it was kind of average in terms of the performance, and not the best we have seen in this price segment. Now next step, let's talk about the battery. So this phone comes with a 4000 mAh battery, and it is coupled with the Snapdragon 626 chipset, which is one of the really energy efficient chipsets. We already know that the Snapdragon 625 is one of the highly tested and popular chipset in this price segment, with the Redmi Note 4, the Xiaomi Mi A1, the Moto G5s Plus, all sporting with the Snapdragon 625. And now we have the successor of the Snapdragon 625, the Snapdragon 626, which is slightly more efficient than the 625, and that actually shows up in the 10RG battery performance, and you can easily get through more than 1.5 days of battery life with this device. And if you're a frequent traveler, this is one of the highly recommended device for great battery life. And with the stock Android, the battery life is really good, and if you're a person who wants the best battery life in this segment, the 10RG is definitely worth considering at this price segment. So that was a detailed review of the 10RG. So now summing up, we'll just highlight the pros and cons of this device. So pros include good build quality, good display, stock Android, and upgrade promise to Android Oreo. That's something really good. Then battery performance and the overall performance of the device is really good. Now the cons. The design doesn't look anything great. It's an outdated design, and other than that, you get an average camera on this device, and not the best camera experience if you're a person looking for a smartphone with camera as priority. So that is the pros and cons of the 10RG. Now, should you buy the 10RG, or is it a Redmi Note 4 killer? We can't say it's a Redmi Note 4 killer, because Redmi Note 4 is already a hugely popular device, and it's almost 10 months since the launch of Redmi Note 4. It won't really kill the Redmi Note 4, because it's already a hugely popular device, and the Redmi Note 5 is almost to be announced. So we won't feel that it's a Redmi Note 4 killer, but it's almost similar to the Redmi Note 4 in terms of all the aspects, and also excellent value for money, offering at 10,999 pricing, and also 4GB RAM and 64GB storage offered at the same pricing as that of Redmi Note 4 at 12,999. So if you're looking for a new device with not much priority for camera, then the 10RG is definitely a great device to buy, with good performance all round and exceptional battery life and stock Android performance. So that was a detailed review of the 10RG with pros and cons. So hope you liked this video. Do hit that like button, and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. And if you plan to buy this device, we'll share the link in the description. It's exclusive to Amazon. So that's all, guys. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.